Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Got a great video planned out today. It was basically over a conversation that we had on Discord. For those of you that don't know that we have a Discord page, I will put the link in the description below. It is absolutely free to join right now if you have Discord. It's a lot of fun. If you don't have it, you can download it. I'm not trying to promote the app or nothing. It's just we have a Discord set up, and it's a lot of fun. All I ask that people be respectful of other people's beliefs, because we do have a lot of different people on that group. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button for me. Help me out. It's the best thing you can do. If you can, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think of this video. With that being said, let's jump in. So the question was, it wasn't really a question, it was more of a conversation that we had about silver coming back down one last time for a really big dip. Will it go back under 20? Will we ever see a really big, sizable dip? And that way the individual said, you know, he'd like to see a big dip, that we can back the truck up. And I won't lie, I would like to see a big dip too. But I'll be honest with you, two things happen when you see that big dip. The first thing is a lot of people will lose faith. They'll see it go down a little bit, and maybe they'll put an order in. They'll see it go down a little bit more. Maybe they'll put another order in, or maybe they'll be putting their order in for the first time because they didn't bite on the first drop. And then they see it plunge. And now they're seeing it plunge and plunge and plunge all the way down to $11, like what we've seen before. We've seen that during the whole cough. How many people were able to really buy? That's the other question that has to come up. Very few people were selling at $11. A lot of the big trading companies refused to sell that low, and therefore they weren't willing to let it go. It's just too big of a fall too fast. So could that happen again? So, you know, a lot of people will argue there's no such thing as a paper price and a physical price. There's the silver price, and that's it. And everything else is just premiums. And to a certain point, that is partially true in my opinion. But on the flip side, when you have silver and gold trading at one price and no one's willing to sell it for that price, that leads me to say there's a paper and a physical. Reason being, when it went down to 11, there were very few people selling. Very few. You couldn't find it. If you were lucky enough to find it, hopefully you were smart enough to buy it, because at $11, that's insane in my opinion. How could the price even go down that low today, aside from another full-blown cough? I don't think that is unreasonable to say that the price couldn't, on paper, plunge when you think about it. The first thing you got to consider is, for that to happen, think about the amount of margins that are out there. A lot of people don't even know what a margin is. Maybe they just think it's butter. I don't know. It's pretty good, though. I like margarine. But margins are essentially when people have, let's say you have $30 and silver right now is trading at 31. So let's say you have $31 and you buy, this is a small scale that I'm explaining this to you with. So you say, you know what, I got $31, I'm going to buy an ounce of silver. And then you margin that at a 5-to-1. So then you get 5-to-1. So essentially they loan you 5 times what you have in there. You have 1 ounce of silver, now you have 6 ounces of silver. But this is all on paper, first of all, too. So all of a sudden, silver goes down $1. You don't just go down $1 here, you also go down $5 here. So $1 drop makes it to where you actually went down $6. Now, here's the problem with that. A $2 drop would mean you go down 2 and 5 over here. You just went down $12. In the grand scheme of things, you went down roughly 30% on your investment. A $12 drop out of a $31 investment, you're talking roughly a third of your money is gone. If they can short silver low enough to make it have essentially a $6 drop, you now went down $6 here, $30 here, you're bust. You won't be in long enough to go down a $6 drop if you're on 5-to-1 margin on silver. Reason being is they have what's called margin calls. And this happened in 2008 when the price plunged. 2008 when the price plunged. How did the price plunge? Well, obviously with the banks in trouble back then, and people seen it, the stock market started getting scared. We saw extreme volatility, and a lot of people had margined their gold and silver. They said that there's no way silver could plunge to any sizable amount. So people had a 5-to-1 margin. And this is what actually destroyed the stock market, too, in 1929, margins. You know, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're not going to lose 20% in your stock. I mean, we do see 20% swings. It's not unheard of. But here's the thing. By the time it goes down 10%, you're getting on a 5-to-1 margin, you're already getting a margin call, which means a phone call or a letter in the mail. By the time it hits 20%, they're liquidating your position. If you weren't smart enough to keep up with it and send them some more money, they're not going to lose their money. So if silver started to go down any sizable amount, now here's the thing. Most of us in the stacking community are not margining our silver. We're buying it physical and we're holding it. This is something more that happens with paper. But what happens is there's a lot of paper traders out there. In fact, there's more paper traders out there than there are physical stackers when you think about it. And there's a whole lot of short contracts. So short contracts and essentially margins means when it starts collapsing, it can collapse fast. That's exactly, in a way, what could drive the price even lower. And because forced sells start happening, and if your position's liquidated, it's them that's liquidating. It ain't you making that decision. So, and then on top of that, there's the short positions. Now, do I think it's realistic we will ever see anything crazy like that again? Me personally, I don't think that's likely. I think the best thing we're going to see is maybe, another $27, $28 drop. And if we did see that, I would be happy because that would give me an opportunity to pick up more silver. I do a lot of trading with people, and I'm always looking to complete sets. I'm always looking to finish up stuff, and I'm going to keep buying regardless. I think the upside potential is a lot greater for silver, so therefore I'm not going to wait for a huge drop. The reason this conversation really came up too was someone had been telling me in Discord that, they were waiting for a sub $20 silver and they weren't buying. And, when silver got down to 22, they had pointed out the facts that, hey, I still haven't bought. I've been holding out. It's been almost a year now. And I've heard this from numerous people. These people that have been waiting for sub $20 silver, hopefully they're saving up all their money. But here's the thing. Even if they're saving it up, they're losing purchasing power on that money. But the average person that says they're going to wait for sub $20 silver, in my opinion, ends up eventually spending that money on something else. Once you buy physical silver, it's very rare that the average stacker out there, I do things a little different, me personally. A lot of people tell me, I've never actually met anybody that has actually traded silver for items that they need. Why would you do that? It gets more people into it. It promotes it. It's easier because I can buy in bulk. I can help other people get into it. And when these people need money, who do you think they're going to come talk to when they want to get rid of their silver? The same person that helped them get it. And at that point, I know now what you bought in silver. I have a lot of friends that have bought into silver at $15 an ounce, $20 an ounce, $25 an ounce. And when they come to me, it does give me a little bit of a more negotiating because I help them get into it at 15. I know what their cost is. And when they're trying to get rid of it and they need money, I sometimes will be like, hey, you haven't really done much. You haven't traded with me much in the previous recent years. You did great. You got in at 15. What are you trying to do? No, I need some money. My hot water heater went out. My brakes went out on my car. This went out. That went out. Whatever the case may be. I know where they stand. And that does give you an edge in negotiating. And I'm not saying that I would ever take advantage of anybody because I won't. But on the flip side, I will end up trying to get it as close to spot as I can. I've done numerous videos where I've talked about how it blows my mind that people are willing to sell their silver under spot. I wish I was lucky enough to find people that are getting rid of silver under spot, but I've never seen it yet. It's rare. I shouldn't say never. That would be incorrect. That would be an incorrect statement, but it's rare. Anybody selling silver should at minimum target spot. There's too many stackers out there. They're in every state. They're probably in every city. You can have a yard sale. I had a yard sale a while back, and I had some Morgans just there. And I was clinking them in my hands, and somebody had asked me, an old man. He goes, "Oh, wait, what do you got there?" I go, "Oh, some old Morgan dollars." I ended up got them as a square deal with someone that owed me money, and I took them instead. I thought they were pretty cool, so... And they're silver. Maybe they'll be worth money someday. He goes, "Oh, can I take a look at them?" Before that conversation was even finished, another customer at the yard sale said, "Oh, can I look at them?" I said, "Well, he's already looking at them, but I'll tell you what, after he is done looking at them, if he decides not to get them, you can check them out." And he said, "Okay, that's cool." And we sat there and we talked about silver. And as usual, if I don't know you, I do play the... not as knowledgeable person. I'm like, so people like this because why? They think the world's going to come to an end. I'll be that person. and I do that for a reason. One, to see what other people know. And two, because I don't want to call myself out. If I'm having a yard sale at my house, you now know where I live. It's a little different on YouTube. I tell you guys a lot. I show you guys a lot. And I don't really keep much at my house, but I don't want people knowing where I live and then what I do. That's why I don't really promote my YouTube amongst everyday people. I'm very picky about who I kind of help out, get into, who I meet up with and stuff. I've got to really, see you in the comments for a while. We become friends. We start talking. Or I frequent your business and I know your situation already before you even know me. I've already kind of, oh, this guy owns the place. Okay. And then all of a sudden I can have a conversation with you and not really feel so threatened by you. It's something, though, that spot price is the price, in my opinion. There's no excuse for spot to be under spot. Nobody should be selling their coins, their silver for under spot. There's a huge premium for a reason, because the spot price is manipulated. Everybody knows it. 400 on, you look at the U.S. debt clock right now, 400 ounces of paper silver for every 1 ounce of physical silver. When musical chairs stops, I want you to think for a minute, a game of musical chairs. We've all played it as a kid. I've even played it as an adult. I love the game. And think about 400 people standing there with one chair in the room. And that's exactly what the deal is. But here's the thing. Not everybody in the real world is going to want that chair at the same time. Not everybody is going to sell their silver at the same time. That's the argument that they make. And then they'll make a secondary argument that price will solve everything. And they're right. Price will solve everything because, at silver at 30, let it go to 50, and probably 200 of them people would rather have the $50 cash than the ounce of silver. Now you're down to 200 people. When it goes to 75, you can probably cancel another 100 people out. When it goes to $100 an ounce, you can probably cancel the majority of the other people out, including me. I'm not going to lie to you. Silver goes to $100, I'll be taking some profits. I'll be getting rid of some of my silver. But where is the exact number? That's what you got to understand. And a lot of people have this belief that silver can't go to 100. Here's the thing. Even though some of us might decide to liquidate some of our silver at $100, When the demand is so high, there's not enough of us that can liquidate, because the truth of the matter is there's not enough above ground silver left now. With the demand that is building, I mean, look at the shortages that we're running every year. So here's the thing that a lot of people don't tell you. You know, a lot of people will, these naysayers about silver will come on here and they're like, who are you fooling? You know, there's plenty of silver. Silver has a deficit every year. And the truth of the matter is the deficit is not coming from us silver stackers. I mean, it would be nice, but it's not. Is a lot of us buying silver? Are there a lot of people buying silver? Yeah, there are. But it's not probably realistically just coming from that alone. Therefore, when the demand for the items that we're using the silver on, mostly solar panels, electric cars, but a lot of other stuff, it makes sense that even if we decide to liquidate part of our collection, and no one's going to probably liquidate, if silver goes to $100, I can't imagine anybody liquidating their whole collection. If you've put the time into building up a nice collection, you're probably going to hold it. You're buying it to be prepared when stuff gets ugly. You're not going to be quick to liquidate it. You might get rid of some. I would get rid of some. I wouldn't get rid of all. And I would probably be getting rid of the stuff that I really don't like. You know, so the idea that silver can just outright plunge all the way down under $20, it's not impossible, but it's not realistic. But you need the unrealistic thing to happen, the silver price to go down, and then you need people to want to sell it to you. And if it comes down too fast, a lot of people won't sell. I mean, if silver sits there around $20 for, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, well, then, yeah, people might start getting a little antsy and sell, because now there's time for stuff to go wrong in their life. Their car to break down, their AC to go out, their whatever the case may be, hot water heater down. So the longer it stays down, the more reasons someone might have to sell. But the thing is, the lower it goes and the longer it stays there, the more industrial is starting to buy it up. That's why, we saw it go down to 22, and then it shouldn't have been 22. Once it got up to 29, it coming back down to 22, to me was insane. Fair market value at that price, at that mark, probably should have been closer to 25 realistically. It was just too much of a jump too quick. And now, we saw it go up to 32.50. People think it's going to come down drastically. It's not. It hasn't been, what did we see? 28 realistically. I think the next shot is going to be us jumping up to $35. And then maybe we'll see it pull back down to 32. And people are going to look at that as a 10% drop in price, and they're going to buy it up. The demand for silver is growing faster and faster with industrial demand and people getting scared like us. A lot of the stacking community are picking up more. I still pick up. I used to say I'm not buying over 30. You know what? I still got to pick up certain things. I had to pick up the Joan of Arc rounds. I ended up ordering 5 tubes of them, 100 ounces. That will go in my personal collection. And then I'm going to have to buy even more of them for other people. I'm probably going to have to let the other people get theirs first. Because I've been helping them get the sets, and if they don't get their sets, they're going to kind of blame me, and then they're going to be angry, especially because I almost messed up and missed one of the legendary warriors, and by the time I was able to get it, I had to pay a lot higher for it, and essentially it's harder when I tell people that, and they're like, dude, what the heck's wrong with you? Buy it, and then just give it to us, and you'll get your money back. So, I do make mistakes sometimes like that. But temporarily we all get scared. The price is going up. We don't want to buy and then see it tank. But the truth of the matter is it's realistic. It's going to keep going up. Silver right now sitting up 27% so far. We're only 6 months into the year. Gold up 20%. We're only 6 months into the year. I mean, the trend is forming. It makes sense. It's going to keep going higher and higher. To sit there and wait for the big dip, I would be very cautious, because that dip could make it to where, it doesn't come and then you totally miss out. And like I said, that individual that we used to be on the Discord, I don't even see him on there anymore. We've tried tagging him, we tried calling him out. Could something have happened to him? Yeah, something could have happened. I hope nothing happened to him. But the truth of the matter is, some people, just because you want something to happen doesn't mean it will. I would love to see $20 silver, and I'd love to find people that were willing to sell it, but I don't think it will happen. With that being said, I thank you all for watching. Even right now, silver price still sitting, $31.15. I mean, up 34 cents. But that 34 cents is the 34 cents that we lost yesterday when we had it up to 31.50-ish. I expect we're going to continue to see it climb. It's going pretty vertical right now. It just dropped down to $30.90 only to spike back up. Why did it spike back up to $31.15? Because when it goes low, people are buying. I think that they're buying it up. I think a lot of this negativity was orchestrated to try to beat the price down, and it ain't coming down. Lower it goes, the more people are buying, the more people are getting prepared. Get your silver now if you don't have any. Even if it's only 1 or 2 ounces, you got to start somewhere. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you guys again on T-Square Talk. I hope you hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you guys all again tomorrow on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.